Hello. I'll just wait a moment, see if anybody's going to come on. While I'm doing that, we are going to be doing some great stretches for sciatica. So over the past few months, I have seen a lot of people or had a lot of people talk to me about having sciatic pain. And, this is a real common thing that I see with clients and just in the public in general. And I feel like it's also a really treatable thing for the most part. So I'm just going to go through 3 stretches that feel good even if you don't have sciatica pain going on or anything going on in the SI joint. They're just really, really nice and they can be quite gentle. With that being said, if you are experiencing some sort of sciatica already, you want to go through gradual stages and make sure that you're not, pushing too far, but we also have to strengthen everything. Hey, everybody that's coming on, thanks so much. Strengthen the muscles and tissues around that. So we are going to be working on the hips and the backs of the legs to help with relieving sciatica, or just to give you some nice yummy stretches to do. So no props necessary other than maybe a block or a pillow or something for one of the exercises, but you can get away with it if you don't have it today. Find yourself laying down on your mat or on the floor. You can set your props off to the side. And start with both knees bent. I always like to start with the feet planted down, both knees bent, so that you can really feel your spine along the floor. Feel if maybe there's a little bit more weight in one area compared to another. It's okay to have a little curve in your lumbar, but we want to keep everything fairly firm. You're going to pull one leg in and grab a hold of the back of the thigh. Now, if you can't reach, that's when a strap or a belt or something can be really handy. You can throw that underneath and then use your arm strength to help pull the leg in towards the chest. So you do what's best for you. Also, I forgot to mention, if you can't or are unable to get on the floor, you can do these laying in bed or laying on the couch. Super great, super versatile. Once you have your leg there, if you want, you can extend the opposite leg. That'll just intensify, or you can keep it slightly bent, whatever feels good for you. Holding on to that thigh firmly. Take a few breaths. And then on your inhale, try to keep your thigh exactly where it is and straighten your leg and point your toes up towards the ceiling without letting the thigh come away from you. So you want to keep the thigh where it is. So if that means the knee stays quite bent, let the knee stay bent. And then bend the knee and flex the foot. So pull the heel in towards your glute. Let's continue with this. So we're going to point and stretch and bend and flex and point and stretch and bend and flex. Keep going. Point and stretch, bend and flex. And you can do like anywhere up to 30 of these if you really want to. And I know some people that I have been working with that have sciatica, they said they could just keep doing this because it really does help floss. It's called nerve flossing, so it helps floss out that tension that is, or pinching maybe, that you're experiencing from that nerve. Let's do a couple more. Pointing the toes as you stretch the leg, flexing as you bend. Now, if you have the opposite leg stretched out, bend it in. This is step 2. So if you feel like that's all you can manage, great. You've got one exercise that you can be working on consistently. If you feel like you can go on to the next one, cross the ankle over top of the opposite knee and then use your fingertips just to help guide that knee away. So this is our figure 4 or reclined pigeon. You might start to feel some sensation on the outer hip of the leg that's bent or the ankle that's crossed. If you don't, you can start to pull that left thigh in or opposite thigh in and thread the hands through to grab the thigh. Now again, there's options here. If you can't lift the leg up, you can always find something just to prop your foot on so that you can deepen the stretch here. Or you can again use your strap and thread that through and use the strength of your arms to help pull the thigh in so that you can get the effects on the externally rotated hip. That's where we're looking. So whatever options you need to do or modifications to make it work for your body at this time. And this can be pretty intense. So just take a few rounds of breath, holding, trying to keep the spine nice and long. Let's take one more breath here. And slowly release the foot down towards the floor. Stretch that leg up towards the ceiling, and then slowly lower it down. Let's move on to the opposite side. So bend that knee in, grab behind on the hamstrings. Remember, you can always bend the opposite leg and plant the foot down on the floor. Use your strap or something to help you hold onto the thigh. Now let's start with the nerve flossing. So as you inhale, stretch and point the leg up. As you exhale, bend it in. And we're working to try to keep this thigh right in this angle. So stretch and point, and flex and bend. And even if you're not having sciatica or any of those types of symptoms, this just feels really good. And they're kind of yummy. Let's do a few more. Remember, try 10, work your way up. You could do 30. And you can feel the strengthening aspect as you do this. So as you stretch, we're pointing the leg, keep everything else firm, bending the knee and pulling the heel in. One more time. Stretch and point, and bend. Now slide that other leg in if it's not already. Externally rotate across the ankle over top of the knee. You can either press the fingertips to help with the rotation, or you can start to draw the knee in, maybe propping it up using your strap, and pulling the femur in towards you. And look to see if that leg is in line with your shoulder. We want it generally in that line, not coming towards the center. Just trying to keep the hips, the pelvis nice and level on the floor. You can close your eyes and take a few rounds of breath. Lovely work. And slowly releasing here. Stretch the leg up and then lower it down. Now, one aspect that I find gets missed sometimes when we're working on sciatica pain is the strengthening aspect. And that's really, really important because always when we're working on stretching and flexibility, we want to pair it up with some sort of strength exercise. So I'm using a block. You can use a pillow or something to place in between your knees, just something that you can squeeze that will keep your hips or your knees about hip distance. As you're laying down, you're stacking your knees right over top of your hips, so I'm in like a right angle. Keep squeezing that block and then slice your feet out towards the side and then bring them in. And you'll feel that right on those outer hips. So slice and in. Keep squeezing the block. Slice and in, and slice, working to get that strength to take you deeper into that internal rotation. Might even get some cramping. And in. Don't be scared of the cramp. I know it's intense and nobody really likes it, but it will help with some change. Slice, and in, and slice, squeeze, in. Let's do one more. Out and in. Great job. So those would be some of the first exercises that I would give to someone that is experiencing any sciatica pain, starting with the first one and working your way up, seeing how you're feeling, or they're just great ones for stretching and strengthening in the hips and the legs. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and yeah, put this into your practice. Do a few sets, do it a few times, and hopefully it makes you feel great. Have a great rest of your day.